Welcome to this video on healing the fractured soul, which outlines an Islamic framework for trauma recovery, providing practical, step-by-step guidelines for navigating the journey of healing. To understand healing, we must look at the anatomy of the Muslim psyche, which consists of the intellect, emotions, the behavioral self, and the spiritual core. Healing the mind without addressing the spiritual fracture is clinically and theologically incomplete. Trauma presents in different forms, from acute and chronic trauma to secondary stress. Each type requires specific Islamic interventions, such as spiritual stabilization, cognitive restructuring, and acts of altruism to foster resilience. The Quran offers a structured framework for processing adversity and metabolizing grief. In this video, we will explore the chronological journey from the inevitability of trials to finding expansion within the chest. Step 1 acknowledges the ontological inevitability of trials, as mentioned in the Quran. The cure involves normalizing trauma and redefining patience, not as silent suffering, but as active, faith-based problem solving. Step 2 addresses the psychology of defeat. When facing demoralization, the Islamic approach uses cognitive redirection, encouraging us to view our current struggles within the broader, purposeful trajectory of the divine. Step 3 focuses on validating somatic grief. It is vital to understand that expressing intense emotional distress to the Creator is not a sign of weak faith. Rather, it is a valid, healthy spiritual response. Step 4 covers the biological stress response. The Quran normalizes the body's natural reaction to terror, removing the secondary shame often felt when experiencing panic or fleeting doubts during a crisis. Step 5 introduces the Duha Approach to depression. This cycle includes seeking divine reassurance, focusing on future relief, practicing gratitude, and engaging in altruistic actions to break the paralysis of despair. Step 6 is Sharh as-Sadr, or expansion. This concept teaches that divine ease is not just something that follows hardship, but a tranquility that can exist concurrently with it. Classical scholars like Ibn Taymiyyah, al-Qayyim, and Ibn Rajab provided profound paradigms on the heart, emphasizing the importance of alignment with our nature, meaning-making, and the spiritual power of intention. Modern, Islamically integrated modalities, such as traditional Islamically integrated psychotherapy and the HOME method, blend contemporary clinical trauma care with fundamental Islamic principles to achieve holistic healing. The Meristan revival highlights a long history of compassionate psychiatric care in Islamic civilization. This reminds us that seeking professional clinical support is fully aligned with the prophetic mandate to seek a cure. True healing does not happen in isolation. It requires a systemic approach that applies these theological principles across our family, friends, workplace, and the broader community. In the family sphere, we can support one another by validating grief without judgment, eliminating toxic codependency, and creating predictable, gratitude-filled routines that foster a sanctuary of emotional regulation. Moving to the second sphere, peer networks, it is crucial to avoid spiritual bypass. Instead of dismissing trauma with platitudes, adopt a posture of active, empathetic listening, help validate their pain, and bridge them to clinical care when necessary. In the workplace, we must establish healthy boundaries to prevent burnout. This involves detaching core self-worth from occupational metrics, practicing tawakkul to break rumination, and advocating for compassionate infrastructure that supports mental health. Within the broader community, we should foster trauma literacy among our leaders. Mosques can serve as vital support hubs, and we should shift our collective dialogue from questioning tragedy to identifying opportunities for spiritual growth and community resilience. We must overcome the epistemological tension between spiritual belief and clinical care. By integrating empirical medical treatment with faith, we validate contemplative sadness as a natural process, leading to genuine emotional healing and reliance on Allah. Ultimately, the path to post-traumatic growth requires balancing divine architecture and clinical precision with a supportive communal infrastructure. True healing addresses both the eternal needs of the spirit and the biological reality of the human brain.